Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and I want to say Shalom to Yakminakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently, coming at you once again with another lesson. And this one's titled, Edomites are nothing short of savages. All right, Edomites are nothing short of savages, and this one actually is coming from Reddit. So let me go grab that real quick. One moment. All right, had to go and pull it up. Slacky, should have had that ready. But yeah, so this one's coming from Reddit, and it's from r/politics. I got it off the popular page as usual, and it's from Newsweek. All right, it's a post from Newsweek. It's just a posted article from a news site, and it's titled "Full List of Young Republicans Involved in Offensive Chats." And I've seen this all over Reddit today. Another one said, I guess a couple of these people resigned. I'm not sure, which ones, but like it says here, it says full list of young Republicans involved in offensive chats. And as we scroll down, it says, you can go and read it. It says a number of young Republicans have been implicated in a scandal over racist, anti-Sem, and misogynistic comments and leaked chat messages. It says Politico obtained 2,900 pages of exchanges over 7 months among a dozen young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont. Many of these young politicians are now facing calls to step down. It says some of those referred to black people as monkeys, opponents in gas chambers, and spoke of raping enemies. Okay? It says the board of directors of Young Republicans National Federation has said it is appalled by the violent and inexcusable language revealed in the Politico article. And that's bullshit. All right, that's every time anybody summons to say, oh, I cut monkeys' heads off and put them on a spike, and it's unexcusable. You know what I do? I take little kids and I throw them off bridges. Oh, that's violent, unexcusable. They never do anything about it. They always just say the same thing. The copy pasted. Oh, we're completely appalled. This doesn't represent our values at all. We're deeply disheartened to hear this. Fuck you, man. It's not just the politics. It's with anything. Okay, you fucking here it is. You go to a restaurant. All right, they fucking call you a faggot, right? Throw your food at your face. You go inside to get it fixed. They fade your ass out. Then you get shot. All right. Then 3 people beat you up and mug you in the parking lot, and then they steal your car. And then you leave a bad review, and they'll say, oh, we're deeply sorry to hear that you had this negative experience with our establishment. Hope you have better things going. Hope you have better experiences going forward. Thank you. Right? It's like, what the fuck, man? You know what they did to me? Just making some shit up. I've seen some crazy ass reviews, and all they do is like a copy pasted little automated reply that says, thank you so-and-so for your review. We're deeply saddened by this experience that you've had, and this does not represent our value. Yeah, shut the fuck up, man. It does represent your values. All right, you won't even take enough time to actually represent it other than giving a fucking copy pasted bullshit ass little fucking, we're deeply appalled by the violent and inexcusable language revealed in the political article. No, you're not upset. You're upset you got caught. You're upset that you got caught, and that's why you're apologizing. It says such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican. That's just Republican shit. All right? That's just Republican shit. It's Republican to go and be a fucking racist fucking mayonnaise race. All right? Just like it's Democrat to, have blue hair and, take it up the ass as a man. All right? It's the same fucking shit, different sides. You got to choose your flavor. Are you a homosexual or are you a racist? Choose which one you're at and stick with it. All right? So it says such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, and stands in direct opposition to the values our movement represents. What are you talking about? Your movement represents deporting people that aren't even illegal citizens. Okay, and before you say no, we've never done anything with people that aren't. No, you've harassed people. All right, you've harassed Israelites and the people, various people of the Northern Kingdom that have citizenship. You deported a guy that was a citizen, man. All right, and it took you like a month or so to even get his ass back. You are harassing American citizens. You're pointing guns at Americans. Right? It's an insurrection. Okay, that's what you do. Okay. And, that's what you get. You got to choose which one you want. You can either go with the Republicans, all right, and there's going to be martial law, and there's going to be absolute rampant racism and lynchings, all right, and there's going to be, news reports like this with people getting found out there calling people, monkeys and jigaboos in the chat. Or you can go and have the Democrats, where all the news stations are going to be turned gay, all right. You're not going to be able to watch anything. You're going to be as a straight male, all right. You're going to be ostracized, all right, and antagonized against, and all of the sports are going to be, this one thing. So which one do you want? It's a fucking insurrection on both sides, right? And behind the scenes, they work together to create as much chaos as possible, hence their motto, order ob chaos. All right, order through chaos. So it makes it seem like, oh, one side doesn't have too much control. Look, there's a bunch of democratic shit that's going on. Every show you turn on, there's the fucking dudes kissing. All right, there's a lot of shit going on, man. Okay? The Republicans might control the House, all right, but the Democrats really control all the media, all right, to a big extent. All right, with every time you turn something on, it's something about non-binary this or non-that. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's completely ridiculous. And the whole world has been cloaked under the shadow of bullshit. All right, Esau's savagery. So it says such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican. That's what Republicans stand for. Okay, they voted to be racist. Okay, not poor. Okay, and it's affecting them. And wait a minute, what's going on? Trump, you're supposed to help us. I voted to be racist, not poor. All right. Such behavior is disgraceful, unbecoming of any Republican, stands in direct opposition to the values our movement represents. It said those involved must immediately resign from all positions within their state and local young Republican organizations. They say they must, not that they will. Okay? Not that they're going to force them out, but they must. They should. Right? Deceptive language. So this is them, 4 of the young Republicans, and they look about like, a mom that fucking smoked cigarettes while she was, pregnant with these people. They look like they all have fucking fetal alcohol syndrome. This guy looks like he has fucking Asperger's. This guy too. And this woman, I don't know. You can tell she's fat just by looking at her. It says comments in the group chat. It said Walker, the vice chair of the New York State young Republicans at the time, called rape epic in the following conversation. Moisman says the Spanish came to America and had sex with every single woman. Dwyer says sex, it was rape. And then Walker says epic, right? Epic. And, they're trying to, all the Spanish. Well, you're the Spanish. You're the Spanish. The conquistadors were white people. You can go and look that up. Yeah, look at them. See, these weren't brown people, right? Blue eyes, all right? Dirty brown hair and blue eyes. That was Hernan Cortez, right? How do you think Mexicans ended up with Spanish names in the first place, man? All right, they were all Aztec, all right, which, Gad, all right, and Iscar, okay? Aztecs are really Iscar, but, and then you had Gad that was mixed into that area, so, it was debatable who they really were, Iscar and Gad, all right? But, you could be either or. And then the Spanish came, the conquistadorians, all right, they came and, colonized Mexico, as they do, because they're colonizers, because they're European. Spain is in Europe, all right, and they're Edomites, and they went ahead and did that. And then, now these, Iskarites now have last names. The Iskarites were already brown. Okay, that's what you got to realize. They're mixing around and muddling with Gad, and the Aztecs themselves were brown, and they were brown. These people came and were not brown. All right, this guy has a tan, if anything. Okay, but they are not brown people. If anything, they had some of them. And mind you, the original image of the conquistadors. Conquistadorians are a little bit different than what you see these days. You can see, look, blonde hair. This guy has blonde beard. Okay, now you see them with black hair and all that stuff. Well, that's because of the rampant amount of colonization that went through, right? Back then, depicted, you see brown. All right, brown and white skin. Okay, then you see these. Some of these guys had black hair, all right, but they were still ultimately white-looking individuals. So, and I'm not saying that there wasn't Jake among them. There was probably Jake among them, but the vast majority of these people were all looked the same, all right? The brownish hair with bluish eyes, all right? Maybe brown hair, or maybe brown eyes, okay? But they all look the same, okay? And you can see this is the Coronado expedition, showing where they were over in Mexico. Well, if I could get here, but over in Mexico and all that stuff, you can go and see. This was the proposed route of the De Soto exposition. You can go and see where it goes through. So yeah, man, and so really, there's no reason to be mad at your own people. But it says Walker has since told Politico that he believes part of the chat may have been altered or taken out of context or otherwise manipulated. He added that the private exchanges were obtained and released in a way intended to inflict harm. Who else do we have? Peter Guinta. Guinta was who was. I guess he's not anymore, but I don't know if he was stepped down. But it says who was a New York blah 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 New York Young Republicans, whatever. It's a whole group, but whatever. Republican kids, right? Made a joke about gas chambers in June, according to Politico. Said Guinta, everyone that votes no is going into a gas chamber. All that endorsed, and anyone that endorsed but then votes for us. And anyone that endorsed but then votes for us is going to the gas chamber. Walker said, if they voted for us, why would they be gassed? That didn't even make sense. This guy's dumb. What does this guy look like? This is him. One of them. This is him, probably. And, it doesn't matter, his name's Guinta or whatever. Yeah, well, some of these so-called, I don't know what this guy is necessarily at the end of the day. But, this guy looks like a fucking thumb, first of all. And a lot of the people that you see that look like this, you can say, oh, Mexican or native or whatever. Well, hey, just because you look one way, don't make you one way, all right? There's white people that are Jakes, all right? Just like there are people that look like, and this guy pretty much looks like an Edomite anyway, but he had I don't know if he's the same guy. Someone said, I love Hitler. These guys are the same, they're the same individuals, all right? They always look like they just shit their pants and they're fucking trying to hide it, right? They look like a baby that shit their pants and they're trying to hide it, and that they don't want you to know. They all look the same, all right, and they all act the same, and most of them are Edomites, all right? Anybody that's talking like this, you're an Edomite, man. Either that or you're so fucking lost you don't know who you are, all right, or you're just trying to fit in, all right? It says, Guinta said, we only want true believers. In February, Guinta voiced his backing for a group of teenage Republicans in New York who support slavery and all that shit. He also joked about, you can see it, when he said he wanted to make a young Republican unalive himself on the convention floor. You can go ahead and keep reading and reading and reading. Joe Maligno says, let's see, it says Maligno previously called himself a general counsel for the New York Republicans, young Republicans, participated in a gas chamber joke, writing, "Can we fix the showers? The gas chambers don't fit the Hitler aesthetic." He also used a slur against Asians, responding to Walker that his Italian ancestors built the train tracks with the Chinese. And again, the original, some of the Sicilians are Israelites, they're Jakes, but this guy's not. He just comes from, the ones that are not. Okay. Says Dwyer, the chair of Kansas Young Republicans, referenced the number 1488, which of course is referring to 14 words and then 88 standing for Hail Hitler. You can see it right here. And talking about the slogan reads, "We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children." Meanwhile, the 88 stands for Hail Hitler, right? It's the 8th letter of the alphabet, right? So you can keep on going. It says, William Hendricks. We can go look him up. Not him. I don't know. It's one of these guys probably, but I don't know. Maybe it's this guy. It says Hendricks used the N-word, several variations of it, more than a dozen times in the chair, according to Politico. He also made a comment in July repeating racist stereotypes about black people, saying, "Bro is at a chicken restaurant ordering his food. Would you like some watermelon and Kool-Aid with that?" Use the slur faggots. That's fine. What else? This guy said, Annie this is a girl. K Kitty said, I'm ready to watch people burn now. Talking about gas chambers. So you see it. You can see all these different things. Yeah. So you see, that's just how they are. Ooh, they've always been that way. All right, they're just savages. Okay, so we're gonna go and define the word savage. What is a savage at the end of the day? What is a savage? All right, savage. Okay, it says of an animal or force of nature, fierce, violent, and uncontrolled, untamed and undomesticated. What is undomesticated? Not domesticated. Okay, domesticated means to kept, tame. All right, fond of home life and housework, cultivated, naturalized. Okay, fond and good a home life and a task that involves house training, home loving, right? Housebroken. These people are savage. They're wild beasts, right? A brutish or vicious person, brute, beast, monster, barbarian, ogre, demon. That's these devils, man. They're like, that's the title of the lesson. Edomites are nothing short of savages. All right, they are savages. Okay, that's why they say, "Oh, black man bad, me good." Ho ho ho. You know, just they're savages, right? And the Lord's revealing these people, and they didn't want their little group chat revealed, but it got revealed. Anything that these Edomites do in secret, the Lord blows the whistle on it, and then they always end up getting caught. And they all, you're taking it out of context. Someone, they're trying to make me look bad. Well, if you don't want to look bad by calling someone a jigaboo, the best thing to do is not call people jigaboos. All right, because if you go and do that, don't be surprised when it fucking comes out in a group chat one day, you fucking racist piece of shit. Right? God damn. Right? You're over here, see, they tried to make me look bad. Right? Well, you made yourself look bad. What were you doing typing in the chat about fucking calling black people monkeys? You made yourself look bad, right? Not the person that fucking blew the whistle and you went and they saw your texts. You wrote the shit. You made yourself look bad. You just didn't think it was going to make you look bad because you didn't think it was ever going to come to light. But the Lord blew the whistle on your ass, man. He had a rat, a mole, a snitch, all right, within that chat, or a hacker that got a hold of that chat and blew a hole in the whole operation. Right? And now, they take it out of context. I don't know. How are you going to, what kind of context? You said, oh, he's at a chicken restaurant. Is he going to get watermelon Kool-Aid with that? What kind of context could it be taken out of? All right? Well, if you read up the chat earlier, I said, oh, this is how a racist would talk. What the fuck are you talking about? Liars, man. Liars. And time again, look, man, cool. You're going to be racist. That's fine. At least be real about it. Okay? Give us pure fact. Okay? Pure fact. All these Edomites do is that they mix either it's all a blatant lie, or they mix some truths in with blatant lies. All right, for example, there's this guy I saw, and he said, there was this black guy talking about, we don't get lice. Okay, that's what he said. We don't get lice. Okay, and this guy went and tried to prove that, and he went to ChatGPT that he's already instructed it to act a certain way. He would never just go and do it raw like this. All right, and you've seen me do it raw with this. I'm not logged in. It says log in. This is just the one that comes with my mouse. It just pulls up a random web page. Now, I can go to my regular ChatGPT, and you could say it's biased. It's not, but you could try to say it because I could give that one special instruction, right? And I've already, given the list of what my instructions are. I basically have it for the Bible. I have it do, if I type KJV scriptures, make sure to grab the Apocrypha with it. And then I make it talk more natural and human-like. That's it, all right? I don't have any ulterior motives, right? We deal with truths and fact, all right, as best as possible. These devils are always trying to cover shit up. Like that one guy said, if you look at the statistics, well, we got the statistics and you're wrong. All right, so it shows that you're a liar. But anyway, this guy on Instagram was talking about, you can, all right, you monkey, you black monkey, you can get, and his whole page is just dedicated to hating Jake. You'll never see a whole page dedicated to just, hating Edomites. All right, that's just everything is just Esau. We talk about Esau all day. No, man. You say, well, isn't that what you're doing right now? No, this is one lesson. All right, this is one lesson. If you go and see what we've been talking about, this is one lesson. We don't do this truth for the Edomites to just hate the Edomites. We do this truth so Jake can wake up and be saved all right, and we can get the fuck out of this place. We just bring to light that Esau's a terrible ruler, okay? But tech billionaires seem to be prepping a judgment report, reincarnation, lesson on chariots, prophetic stuff on prophecy, one about Edomites, another about Edomites, Jake being simple, all right, one on Edomites, but really not just focusing on Edomites, but that they're going to use AI as an ultimate deception tool. This is really more about AI. Let's see, judgment report, knowing the name's Lord is mandatory. This one's called God Would Never Tell You to Commit Adultery. Christian concepts are not biblical. Trusting in the Lord. Holy Trinity being bugged out. People are just dropping dead. So, yeah, man. So, what are you talking about? This guy, every single fucking video is about, well, these black people, these uneducated black people, these Africans, and everything that he does, he always goes back to sub-Saharan African. We're not sub-Saharan African, okay? If you look up sub-Saharan African, and you look at those people, they don't even look like Jake, okay? Some of them do, but some of them don't, okay? Right? See this person? See them? Let's go and look up. Right? That's African, first of all. Well, she's Senegalese, so they just lump everybody in together. You see how black people look? This is about standard about how a regular so-called black man looks. This is pretty run-of-the-mill, all right? So if you go and look at these people, they don't even look the same, all right? The faces, let me try to get into the face. Look at the jawline. Okay, first of all, let's just go and grab, let's go grab Queen Latifah, all right? Look at her. Look at her in the face. Okay? You see her? Let's go and grab Rihanna. She's pretty light, but go and look at her. Alright? I think she's mixed anyway, actually. But I don't even know if she's probably like mildly black. Let's go and look at Beyonce, Chris Brown, ASAP. Right? I think Beyonce's an Edomite anyway, but still. Okay. So let's go and look up. Who else? Okay. Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. See all the faces? They don't look like this. This is not the same people. This is not the same people, you fucking idiots. You should be able to look and see they're not the same people. They got different noses, eyes shaped, their eyes are more like Asians, right? Their eyes are way more like Asians. Their jaw structure is different. Their cheekbones are different. Their head shape is completely different, right? Their noses are like completely different. They're completely different people, okay? A completely different people. Our people don't look like this. They're not the same people. Our people don't even get that color of brown. What the fuck are you talking about, man? But he's always, oh, sub-Saharan African. But he had to go to sub-Saharan African. So first of all, one, that's not the people. Again, that goes into misinformation. That's why they use that. And then two, he said, oh, well, because he couldn't really, he said, he didn't type in who's more likely to get rights. They said, can black people get lice? Yes, black people can. You know how extremely rare it is? You know how black people can get skin cancer, but you know how extremely rare that is. Who gets skin cancer more? Edomites. Who gets lice more? Edomites. But he had to go and say who has more parasitic infections. All right, and it said sub-Saharan Africans. So yeah, I'll agree with you. Yeah, sub-Saharan Africans have more parasitic infections. One, they're not regular black people like those in America. Okay, so first of all, they look completely different. They act completely different. They are completely different. Jake is Israel. Okay. Israel, okay, the so-called black people are here, so-called Negroes, all right, are Israelites that came over. Those are Hamites from Africa, okay? They're different. They're not the same people. That's like saying that you're, who do you guys look similar? You know, there's some kind of white-looking Asians, all right? So you're Asian, right? Well, technically you are Asian, Caucasian. And he doesn't like that. Someone said Caucasian. He said, first of all, that's an extremely outdated term. Right? Oh, you don't like being called Caucasian. Why? Because we can tell that you come from the Caucasus Mountains. All right, you fucking cave-dwelling beast. Fucking savage. Right? And that's when you're upset. Okay? But he didn't go and... That guy didn't go and look up, can black people... If you go and look up, can black people get lice, it'll say yes, but it's extremely unlikely. All right? The Europeans are more likely to get it. Yeah, because you're dirty. See, we can do the same thing. All right, and the reason over there in Africa why there's so many parasites isn't because they're dirty. It's because well, you can consider it's because they're dirty. It's just the living conditions. They live in huts. All right, they're still more on the tribal side. All right, and their medical infrastructure isn't to the T that it is today. Okay, and I could go and say that, you know, a lot of the infrastructure was made by Jake, all right, but you'll just deny it, all right? I could say anything. I could say that Jake people, I could even enforce racial stereotypes, and you still would say no, all right? Like, oh, black people made fried chicken. Nope, it was the Asians. We made cornbread. Nope, it was this. All right, well, nope, it was this. We made that. We made ribs. We made chitlins. We made all these things, and chitlins are fucking gross. You shouldn't be eating them anyway. But you damn near try to claim that you made them, because you'll claim responsibility for everything but slavery. That's how you work. We're already on to you, fucking cracker. Anyway, Luke 12:2-3. You weren't upset that you're only upset that you got caught. You're not upset that you did it. You're not upset about the repercussions. You are, but you're only upset because you got caught. You're not upset that you did it. I'm sorry. You're not sorry. Luke 12:2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So, you thought you had it. You thought you had it, but you didn't, because you're an asshole, and the Lord revealed you. So, womp womp, womp womp. All right, as people say these days, womp womp. Here, let me go and get a tiny fucking trombone, a little trombone, tiny little violin, and I'll play it for you. And we'll have the tiniest little orchestra of sadness for your fucking ass. You know, the Lord's revealing you, man. You're getting revealed, and it's great. Ha ha. All right. That's fucking, you know, Nelson from not Family Guy, but The Simpsons. Let's go and play it. This is you, Esau. Here you go. Here's for you. This one's for you. Once it loads. There you go, Esau. Right. Right. That's what we think. That's what you get. All right. Mark 4:22. For there's nothing hid. This is red letter Yahushua speaking. Right. Hear it from the man himself. For there's nothing hid which shall not be manifested. That means, you know, basically, you know, real. Right. True, a fact, right? There's nothing hid that shall not, or be basically, as it says, brought to light, okay, manifested, all right, that shall come of, all right, manifested, to be come of a situation. Well, let's go and get the definition. To make of, it's like, you know, manifest definition. To clear or obvious, or to evident, all right, evident. Okay, not be made evident, all right, right? As the scripture really says, it pretty much defines it in itself. For there's nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. So, there you go, man. You want to try to hide stuff, you want to try to lie and, you know, go around and do all these different things, all right, cool, that's fine. But when the Lord, you know, reveals your ass, don't come running and crying to us, okay? Don't come running and crying and being sad and, oh, I didn't mean to do it. You fucking meant it. You fucking meant it. Shut your bitch ass up. Sabuya, right? The Saboya is, you know, the shut your bitch ass up. Saboya, right? Shut your bitch ass up. Get out of here, Always crying. That's you. Always crying. Always loving to cry. Let's read some of these comments. It says, Gwinta, who was the chair of the Kansas Young Republicans at the time, has called the leak a highly coordinated year-long character assassination. He added that the logs were sourced by way of extortion and provided political by the same people conspiring against me. Am I wrong? No, it's the people who didn't say awful things that are bad. It's true. You know, well, if you don't want to be extorted, all right, from in a character assassination, I don't know. Like I said, don't say jigaboo. If you never want to be known that you were calling people monkey jigaboo apes from Africa, swinging on vines, being, watermelon eating, porch monkeys. If you don't want that to ever come out that you said that, then it would be best for you to never go and say that, right? If you don't want it ever coming out that you were a racist, you should not ever act like you're a racist, all right? If I didn't want anybody to know, all right, that if I didn't want anybody to know that I play World of Warcraft, I wouldn't ever mention playing the shit. I would never play the shit. I would have never played the shit. If I didn't want anybody to know I play World of Warcraft, if I was that embarrassed by it, I would have never played it, okay? Never played it, okay? And that way, it could never come out that I played World of Warcraft because I never did it. I never played it, never associated with it, right? So if you don't want to be known for calling black people monkeys, well, the safest thing to do would be not call black people monkeys, you fucking dumbass, right? God damn. All right? What's a character assassinate? You assassinated yourself, all right? That's a self-inflicted wound, buddy, all right? If you didn't want to be extorted, all right, for calling people monkeys, then guess what? You would have never been able to been extorted if you wouldn't have called people monkeys. So, right here, it says, the problem isn't that I said all the shit. The problem is that I got caught. Yep, I'm like that. That's true. That's fucking Esau right there. What else? Well, I can't like it because I'm not subscribing. I'm not going to subscribe. But it says, the problem is I'm being held accountable. Right? This person said they hate facing consequences for their actions. It's true. This person said, oh, come on. Everybody talks like that in private conversation. Fucking ridiculous. Of course they won't apologize. They can't kowtow to woke libs, right? Republicans don't believe in accountability, even if it's their own. Hey, don't use my words against me. The rules were you guys weren't going to fact check. We need a list of Republicans defending these Nazis. All of them. All of them. Okay, all of them. Character assassination. This is a character suicide. Character? Are you implying that he had one? Says a clown is a character. That's true. Clown is a character. Says it's almost as if you don't say racist shit, then you won't have to worry about anyone extorting you for saying racist shit. I just said that. There you go. It says, right? Maybe even if you aren't a racist shit, you won't have to worry about saying racist shit. My love for Hitler was taken out of context. Crime isn't a crime. The real crime is reporting crime. Oh my God. I 100% knew the reaction would be, they've infiltrated us, rather than, oh, how can I learn from my mistake? No. These guys don't learn from their mistakes. They're Edomites. They're savages. All right, they all these jigaboos, ha ha ha, these monkeys, ha. All right, well, guess what? You fuck kids, ha ha. You fuck kids, ha. You don't wipe your ass, ha. White women don't wash their vaginas, ha. Men don't wash their feet, ha. We can do it too. Well, you're more likely to get lice, ha. You're more likely to get all these crazy diseases because you're dirty and gross, ha. You're so gross that when you went over and were colonizing the Americas, you said, oh, we should use these blankets that we got sick on, ha. That's how gross you are. You're nasty. You don't wipe your ass, ha. See, we can do it too. You're nasty. You're a fucking filthy, abominable beast. You're savage, okay? If you don't want to be treated like a savage, then don't act like a savage, all right? You're a man of the field, all right? You're a beast, brute barbarian, all right? So go and make me some fucking, go and make me some meat, all right? That's the only thing you're good at, you fucking faggot. Go ahead and do it, all right? Go ahead and do it. Probably won't be able to cook it right, all right? Because Esau can't even cook. Everything comes out raw. They don't even know how long to cook something. And it ain't going to be seasoned because you don't know how to season anything because you got no sauce. Fucking bitch ass. You don't know shit, man. All right? You don't know nothing. All right? You spend all your time complaining about us. Get a life, man. We're busy over here cooking, prophesying, making videos, living our families. If you look at Jake, Jake lives very lively lives. You're over here on all these goddamn blacks. Ah! We stay in your mind 24/7, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You hate our guts so much you wake up, these fucking beaners, right? You have nightmares, right? You have nightmares of us, all right? Hey, how are you doing? Oh my God, I'm black. No. Please wake me up from this dream, please. Can you believe I had a terrible dream last night, Margaret? I shook hands with a colored man. It was horrible. And then I got into a cab, and guess what? It was a goddamn Arab. Can you believe it? Oh my God, this world's going to shit. Oh my God. Remember when we were in power, Margaret? Remember that? 375 years. I'm over-exaggerating, but you know. Remember when we still had a grasp of our society and we still had control? Remember that? Remember when we had that, Margaret? Remember when society was good for the white people? Remember when we used to be 20% of the population, but now we're only 7%? You remember that? Remember how we've always been a minority, Margaret? Isn't that a shame? But isn't that crazy that we can convince these dumbass motherfuckers that they're the minority? Oh, those were the days. I long for those days, Margaret. Back when all the food I get now is just way too seasoned. Don't you miss going and getting a Jell-O salad? Where did all the Jell-O salads go, Margaret? Everything's Jell-O salads and cute white women. Tell you what, it turned into fried chicken and jigaboos. Just a horrible, that's horrible world that we live in, isn't it? Everything has flavor. You know, it's not the same country song over and over again anymore, Margaret. Now we have to listen to different varieties of music. Can you believe it? Hebrews 12:6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. This isn't what I wanted. Good scripture, but it's not the one we're looking for. Yeah, I forgot the one. 12:16, as it usually goes. So, Hebrews 12:16 reads, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. You sold your birthright. You sold it. You did what? You sold it. You sold it. You sold your birthright. You sold it to us. You sold your birthright. You sold it to us. We didn't steal shit. All right? You sold it to us. And then, wait, I want it back. Because you're an Edomite giver. Right? You use that term Indian giver? Nah, you're an Edomite giver. All right? That's what I use. All right? Me and my household, that's what we use. Edomite giver. Don't be a fucking Edomite giver. All right? Esau gives and then takes it away. So here you go. It's a brand new thing for you, buddy. Hey, on second thought, I'm gonna need that back. All right? I've never once had a Native American do that to me. I've had white people do it several times. Edomites. Right? Profane. Related or devoted to that which is not sacred or biblical. Okay? There you go. Of a person not respectful or orthodox religious practice. Irreverent. Okay? Irreverent. Okay? Showing a lack of respect for people or things that are generally taken seriously. Disrespectful. Scornful. Contemptuous. Okay? Rude. Alright? Esau's all of them. Rude, evil, barbaric. Alright? Savage. Alright? You can keep on going. He's an asshole. Alright? A dickhead. A prick. Alright? Moron. Dipshit. Dumbass. Alright? Dumbass. Alright? Like Red. Was it Red Foreman from fucking that 70s show? Dumbass. Right? So no one's as dumb and wicked and evil and sexually immoral. All right, well, really, the scripture doesn't mention being stupid, but doing this inherently is stupid. But fornicator and profane, so ungodly and, you know, just sexually immoral, right? Profane, ungodly. So let's get 2 Maccabees 7:31, and then we'll go ahead and close out. I don't know how long we've been going for. About almost 40 minutes. So, 2 Maccabees 7:31, it reads, and thou, so Esau, guess what? You're gonna get revealed, and the Lord's gonna have a whooping on that ass, and it's coming to you soon. All right, coming soon to an Edomite near you. All right, 2 Maccabees 7:31, and thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of Yahweh. So, there you go, man. The Edomites are nothing short of savages. Just a shorter little lesson today. You know, you're a bunch of savages. You're brute beasts, barbarians, and you weren't sad that, you're not upset that, about what you did. You're upset that you got caught, and that's the fact of the matter. So, that's the lesson. We're going to close out there. Lord, when it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai. Bashar Makakadash. I want to say shalom to brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.